The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
All right, we're here with North Carolina Central University head coach Jerry Mack. First, Coach, congratulations on your 20th win.
Thank you.
Talk about the victory this past weekend over Savannah State for us.
Great victory for all our fans, alum, and obviously our football team and our coaching staff. Anytime you get a chance to win a homecoming game, I think we're 3-0 in homecoming since we've been here. Great opponent, Savannah State, a much improved team, and they're getting better each and every week. So we were happy to come out on top in their win.
What was the secret to success, offense, defense, and special teams? You scored in all phases.
We always talk about we have not gotten a special team score this year, so that was one of the things that we were most important to us is go out there and get a special team score or try to generate some kind of momentum in the special teams. Defensively, we came up with an interception. We haven't been doing a great job of creating turnovers on the defense side of the ball this year, so I was happy to see we created some turnovers. And offensively, we threw 5 interceptions and had 5 turnovers, obviously, so we got to do a better job of cleaning that up. But explosive plays, that probably was the key to the game on the offense side of the ball.
It shows you how good Malcolm has been this year from the quarterback position when you can throw 5 interceptions and still your pass efficiency rating goes up. That's how good he was on Saturday. Can you talk about his play to date?
A lot of those interceptions, there was a combination of a lot of things going on, not only from the receivers tip balls or protection breakdown, and obviously a couple were his fault as well. But he's really grown as a passer like we've been talking about the entire year. His productivity on Saturday, as far as I think he accumulated almost 400 yards of total offense, it just shows the maturity level of him. A couple of years ago, Malcolm probably would have tanked it after a couple of interceptions, but he was able to stay focused. He was able to keep his composure and finish the game strong.
Another week, another team to check off the list was something that had, the last couple of years. I mean, last time down there, that took away you guys' dreams of winning the MEAC outright. Some more motivation easily for you guys. Talk about this performance. I mean, this trip down to Morgan State and this is another goal to check off the list.
It's almost like deja vu. It was a very similar situation in 2014 when we came off a great win in South Carolina State, and then we go out there to Morgan State and we dropped that game. Similar situation. We're 4-0 in the MEAC right now. We had a great homecoming win, so we can't underestimate this opponent. We have to take it one game at a time like we've been talking about the entire year, but they're a really good football team. They have some really dynamic tools on the offense and defense side of the football, so we had to do a great job of making sure we go out there and have a good week of preparation.
I asked Mike this question. What is it about this team that they just been just a thorn in you guys' side? Even last year was a close game. You had to seal it at the end.
They're a good football team. A lot of people look at their record and see, that they haven't had a lot of success last year, or they might not be on the winning side of the stick this year. But when you look at their overall program, and when I look at them compared to us, they match up well with us in a lot of phases of the football game. They have a lot of explosive players just like we have. They're really a fast football team. That's one of the things that impresses me the most, how those guys fly around to the ball, offense and defense. So, when you look at how they match up against us, we don't have a clear-cut advantage in any aspect of the game.
You guys, with this winning streak in the conference, and this season, you're probably going to go in there with an X on your back too, a target on your back. That probably doesn't help much, I guess.
And it never does. We're used to it by now. We know we get everybody's best. We know whatever we see on film is going to be even enhanced when we go out there and play them. And obviously, it's their homecoming too. So anytime you play a team on their homecoming, just like we were last week, you're going to get a team even more motivated to come out on top.
Coach Mike said that you guys, they feel like they've been overlooked this year. They didn't get the TV games, like A&T did, and, they're getting a lot of pub or whatnot with their undefeated record within the conference, but you guys are undefeated too. You're technically in first place right now. Does this team kind of have a chip on its shoulder that it plays with every week to let them know that, hey, we're also the 2-time defending MEAC champs?
Well, whatever motivation we can find, we always try to find it. We understand what our role is. We understand as a team, we feel like we are underlooked sometimes, but overall, we just got to make sure that we go out there and we play to our performance each and every week. A&T's done a great job. They're number 1 in the conference. And I think South Carolina State is also undefeated in the conference. So you got 3 teams that are all undefeated, and right now, all 3 of those teams are, in contention for the Celebration Bowl. So we got to do what we handle and control what we can control, and go out there and try to get a win on Saturday.
Do you look for different motivations each week, or you just go about your business coaching your game plan, or do you like, okay, this can fire up our guys this week?
I think every game presents a different type of motivation. Last week, obviously, it was homecoming. This week, you're facing a team that always has gone back and forth. I think they're on top of the rivalry, matter of fact, as far as their record. So, each and every week presents its own different challenge. This week, our challenge is to try to be 5-0 in the conference. So we want to stay undefeated before we go into our bye week.
When you look at them on film, on both sides of the ball, who are some guys that stand out or some position players that stood out on film to you?
The quarterback, Chris Andrews, he's a transfer from, I think, Wagner University. He's a really good player. He's been doing some really good things for him. They have a host of receivers that I'm really impressed with. They got a lot of guys who can catch the ball. I think Ricky Fisk, number 2, he's been having a really good season. Spearman, number 17, and Thomas Martin, number 16, he's been doing a really good job for those guys. Their running back position, I think, is anchored by number 32. He's been doing a really excellent job. So they just got a whole host of guys on the offense side of the ball. On the defense side of the ball, their 2 linebackers have been doing an excellent job. I think they're leading the team in tackles right now. And then their secondary is doing a great job of flying around. So they got a lot of different aspects and a lot of explosive players that you see on the field that constantly making plays every time you turn on the field.
Your defense held Savannah to 3 yards in the second quarter last week. Against any offense, would you put your defensive line against any offense? I mean, your defensive unit against any offense in this conference, the way they're playing right now?
Well, Coach Eastman and Coach Bradley and Coach Blaylock, their defensive front and the schemes that they put together, they've been doing an excellent job each and every week of going into the game and putting together a great package. I think we lead the conference right now in tackles for loss, so we're really creating havoc a lot on the defense side of the ball. And that's one of the things that we talked about coming into the season is we wanted to make sure that we hit anything that moved. We wanted to get bodies to the ball, and so far so good. We've been doing a great job of doing that, and the kids have really taken that idea to a whole nother level.
How much of it is X's and O's, and how much of it is just those guys being veterans, those guys being aggressive, and those guys just going out there and playing ball?
Well, it's all about the Jimmy and Joes at the end of the day. So those guys doing a great job of flying to the ball. I think Jaquan Smith was the MVP on defense for the homecoming game. He kind of is the leader of the pack. But when you look at Freddie Judah and Antonio Brown, what they're doing on the perimeter as well, creating havoc and forcing our edges, I mean, those are things that are really impressive.
Each week I talk to Malcolm, and I think you've mentioned before too about starting fast. But the last 3 games, I don't think you guys scored a touchdown in the first quarter. Is that a reason for concern, or just things that other teams are doing?
No, when we talk about starting fast, it's a combination of a lot of things. And I think we took the first drive of the game and we moved all the way down to the 1-yard line. We just came up short. More than anything, we're talking about having some first downs, making sure we create some momentum. And at the end of the day, the goal is to score points. And we were able to score points last week. So now we just got to find a way to get over the hump and maybe not those 3 points, turn those 3 into potentially 7 points. So they're doing a pretty decent job of getting off to a pretty good start overall.
Is the first quarter or the first couple of drives like a opening rounds of a boxing match, just kind of jab and kind of feel each other out, feel like the opponent?
We really don't want to feel anybody out. We want to be in attack mode all the time. You never know what course of the game or what part of the game that, is going to become critical. So, we have a certain number of plays that we try to get scripted at the beginning of the game, and we try to stay on course of that script unless it's an adverse situation where we have to get off script. But, we don't really want to try to feel anybody out. We want to try to attack them as soon as we get off the bus.
Coach, are you guys aware of the winning streak that you guys have against non-FBS opponents and the winning streak you have against the MEAC? Do you guys take any pride in that as far as, showing how far this program has come, developing a winning streak like that?
I don't know if the players really pay a whole lot of attention to it. Me as a coach, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to it. But I do think we are a very prideful team. Like you said before, we try to play with a chip on our shoulder because we do feel like in some retrospect we have been underestimated and underlooked. So we don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the streak as much as trying to get a win from week to week.
You guys, going back to the first quarter, do you guys make many adjustments if you don't put the points up right, or you just kind of like, we know it's coming with the game plan we have?
I think we just know it's coming. We make some small adjustments, maybe during the course of the game, and especially at halftime, like any good staff would. But the overall game plan doesn't change. We pretty much anticipate every situation going through the week of practice, so we kind of know what's going to happen and what to be on the lookout for, so to speak.
Defensively, what does Morgan State present? I mean, scheme-wise, are they going to load the box, try to stop the run, or they're going to try to defend the pass and make you guys beat them on the ground?
They're committed to stopping the run. They load the box. They put a lot of different bodies in the box. They present a lot of different fronts from a defensive perspective, whether it's an odd man front or even man front. They do a great job of presenting a lot of different looks. The secondary is really athletic, so they feel like they can play a lot of man coverage, which they can, and they've been doing a good job at it. So we just got to make sure that we're able to practice all those different looks throughout the course of the week.
In the chess match of a football game, they load the box and try to stop your run. You got Malcolm Bell and all these weapons. Are you like, okay, let's pick your poison and use it? If this is the way you want to attack you, I'm sure you're probably happy with it. You'll take that.
Well, we got a lot of confidence in our offense right now. Anything that a defense presents, we feel like we can attack it, whether it's even odd or whether it's man or zone. We have to be able to attack both styles, so to speak, of both parts. So we just got to do a great job on offense of making sure we execute. That's really the key to any good offensive team. Something that we didn't do as great as I would have liked to have done last week. We've got to do a better job of executing possession in and possession out.
I know Levantis was returning punts for a few weeks, and then Mike was back there this week and took one to the house. Do you know what went into that change, putting Mike back there for more to punt returns?
Well, we thought that we were able to flip duties with them or something. I think we allowed Levantis return kicks, and we allowed Mike to go ahead and return punts. It was just one of those situations where we felt like the blocking scheme, was more suited to what Mike's style of return was, and same with the kickoff return. That's why we allowed Levantis to do the kickoff returns this week. We don't like to do dual duties. We would like to just do one, let them handle one, as opposed to pull in double duties for both.
And Mike said that wasn't a return set up for his touchdown. But, do you give him that you trust his judgment back there to pick up one if he sees something and take off with it?
Oh, yeah. Mike's an experienced player. He's an experienced punt returner. So, he does a good job of all the time gauging exactly what needs to be done, whether to get away from it or actually, take it and pick it up and field it. And he did a good job of making people miss and then accelerate into the end zone.
And that's here since 2012, 22 special teams touchdowns, 13 trips on punt returns. Clearly, you guys take pride on your special teams.
We do. Coach Schultz has came in. He's picked up right where Coach Mendenhall left off and tried to take it to another level. So we hope that we can increase that number as we go forward this year.
All right, we're here with NCCU junior Mike Jones. First, congratulations on the win this past weekend. Can you just talk overall what the victory meant to this program on Saturday?
I mean, it was a big game. It was homecoming, so the objective was to go out there and just execute on what we practiced all week, and we came away with the victory.
What was that homecoming atmosphere like?
It was exciting, but Coach Mack just wanted us to get on the field and not worry about what the crowd was doing, and just worry about our plans and what we plan to go out there and do.
And take us through the punt return touchdown there for you, the first of your career.
It was an exciting moment. The play was honestly just for us to go and just block the punt, but I just took a chance, and when that bounce just it was a good bounce where I got it off the first bounce and it bounced in my arms. And I figured I'd just make a play by getting through some broken tackles, and my teammates they held on to some blocks, and I seen an open field where I could just get to the end zone.
The first TD, is that kind of a sense of relief now that you got the first one out of the way? You feel like you got some more coming?
I do feel like I have more coming. I think our special teams, we had one due, so it was time for that to get to the end zone, and I see more coming our way.
Levantis have been back there returning punts for a while. What made it switch up? I know you've been doing kickoff returns too.
I guess Coach Schultz, he just seen a vision where we could get to the end zone with me being back there. But Levantis is a good punt returner, but we took a chance, and like we talked before, when my chance was up, when my time, I just took advantage of those opportunities.
Well, you guys think you'll be switching back and forth some more? That's yours to hold down for the time being.
I don't know. We'll be switching back and forth, but my goal is to just maintain and keep back there and not try to mess up any. But it's all on Coach Schultz. Whatever he wants back there, we'll just keep it the way it is.
You guys are heading up to Morgan State this weekend, a bit of a homecoming for you. Talk about what that means to you to go back to Baltimore.
That's big. So, I've been talking to my teammates about getting extra tickets and whatnot, but I've been having a lot of friends and family hit me up about trying to get invited to the game or get on the ticket list. And me having a homecoming is just me wanting to go out there and just put on for the city.
I imagine you probably know a lot of guys on the Morgan State team.
Not really a lot, but I know a few. I know about one or two. We played rec ball together, and there's an old lineman. We went to high school together. We played together. So, it's been a lot of trash talking back and forth. So we're going to try to hold it down on this end.
How far is Morgan State from where you live and grew up?
Probably about like 15 minutes. Morgan State is on the east side. I'm from the west side, so it's not too far.
I imagine you probably were recruited by them coming out of high school?
Actually, I was overlooked by Morgan, so they didn't really come my way. But I did know a few coaches there, and, a few of the coaches that was here before, they did go to Morgan, but I don't think they're there anymore.
You take that, obviously it's a homecoming game, but the fact that they were right up the street and overlooked you, does that put a little extra chip on your shoulder going into this game?
Not really. Honestly, I just want to get out the city. I didn't really want to go to Morgan. It's too close to home.
I know you're excited, looking forward to this weekend, but I'm going to take you back a couple years to the last time you went up there for homecoming. Obviously, it wasn't the same feeling after you left. What was that feeling for you guys?
They crushed our dreams. It was on a homecoming again, but our goal is not to, go down there and lose again on their homecoming. So we just got to execute this weekend and practice good and just get through everything that Coach was telling us and, execute.
You say they crushed your dreams. This team has kind of stood in the way of you guys getting outright MEAC titles the past couple years. How important is it for you guys to kind of overcome that hump so you guys can keep your 2016 dreams alive of winning the championship again?
Sunday we came in to watch film, and Coach Mack, he just told us this is a big game for us. So they're the ones that are in front of us trying to stop us from getting outright champs. So our goal is just to go out there and just keep that chip on our shoulder from what they did in 2014 and, improve from that year.
You see, like each week it's like a payback game. A couple weeks ago it was Bethune. You guys never beat them. Then we got there, it was FAMU. You never beaten them here. Now Morgan's in the way. Each week, is that you guys find a different motivation going into each game each Saturday?
We actually do, simply because we feel like the MEAC is overlooking us. We didn't get blessed with any televised games, so each week is just, a stepping stone for us to just get better and show the nation that we're someone to be looked at.
Defensively, the last couple of games you guys have played lights out, especially this past Saturday. You was a field goal away from a shutout. What's been clicking and working on that side of the ball?
Well, Coach Eastman, he's had a great game plan for us, and all the coaches, they've been teaching, and our D-line has really been helping us. They've been lights out. So every week, secondary, it gets better simply because the D-line is helping us out. So we holding on to more coverage, and, we gaining more guys on the field that can just, improve on what they can do. And then our backups are getting just as good as the ones. So everything's been good.
Confidence or the swagger building each week you guys play on the side of the ball?
Most definitely. Swagger is always different from each position, but everybody has their different mindsets, and we all just go out there with confidence and continue to execute.
How bad you guys wanted the shutout?
We wanted it bad. We went in the locker room, and everyone was just talking about keeping the donut on the board. But, just 3 points, that wasn't too bad, but we can improve.
When you look at Morgan State offensively on film, what kind of challenges they present to you guys?
I can't say there's something that we haven't seen before. They have a good receiving core, but playing Bethune-Cookman, we've seen that they have a good receiving core also. I think with all the packages that we have for defense, we can go out there and try to execute on everything.
What's it been about this team that's been a thorn in you guys' side the last few years?
Say it again.
So what is it about this team that they've been a thorn in you guys' side the last couple of years?
Well, I could say from our freshman year, they came in and beat us our homecoming. Then 2014, they beat us on their homecoming. Then last year, we beat them, and I guess we don't want that to stop. They've always been the ones to, ruin our dreams or something, or, take us down. But we want to just go out there and beat them.
I'm sorry. Like they throw it around quite a bit too. 199 through the air per game. For the secondary, what do you guys have to do just to be able to execute and keep them from scoring so many points through there?
Take away the seam routes, and then us corners or us on the perimeter, we got to, hold it down on our end and just, lock onto their receivers, not try to let them get any catches or anything on us. That's always been our goal each week.
I take it, are you a Ravens fan growing up in Baltimore?
Yeah, I am.
So you remember back in their heyday when they were winning the Super Bowl, they were the type of team that the offense may not have produced a lot, but the defense figured out, hey, you give us 12 points, we can win a game for us. The offense has been starting slow the last couple games here, but does the defense have the mentality, okay, we're going to hold this other team scores until you guys get going, don't worry about it at all?
I mean, it's not even where we pinpoint on the offense where they can't get going and we just need to, piggyback off them to help them out. But our mindset every game is just to continue to go out there and fly around. With the Ravens, when they had that team, they had Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and all that. We don't really have those players, but we have guys that just do their jobs and we really get to the ball. So, I mean, we all have the same goals and we just play for each other.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.